Is it recording? Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to your May 2025 astrological forecast. So the month starts off with the sun still in Taurus up until the 20th. And on the 4th we have a planet going retrograde, which is Pluto. Okay, everything else is in direct motion. On the 10th, Mercury moves into Taurus. On the 12th, there's a full moon in Scorpio. On the 20th, the sun moves into Gemini. On the 24th, Saturn moves into Aries. And I do have to say, you know, Neptune moved into Aries last month. I'm sorry. There, I had to use my computer, okay, to record. My camera is really screwing up, so please bear with me. You'll see on some of the other videos, they're like totally out of focus, so please just ignore that. Anyway, Neptune just moved into Aries, and Saturn also moves into Aries on the 24th, giving Pisces a little break, okay, over the summer at least. Both of these planets will move back into Pisces to finish up their transit there. And then next year, they'll fully move into Aries. But for this summer, for like a few months, both of these planets are going to be in Aries. So, you know, Pisces gets a break, and even Virgo, as far as that goes, the opposite sign of Pisces. So on the 25th, Mercury is in Gemini, and on the 26th, there's a new moon in Gemini, and all month, Venus is in Aries, and Mars is in Leo, okay? So, thank you so much. Special shout out to my subscribers for your continued support, for your likes and shares and comments, and if you're new to my channel and you like this video, be sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. You'll be notified each time I upload something. You can also check out the links in the description box below. There is one to my website, but it is easier to just email me at Zane's Zodiac .com. I'm sorry, Zane Zodiac at gmail.com. Okay. And just ask me whatever it is you would like to know, whatever service, you know, do I offer this service or that service or whatever. And there's also a thing called Ask Me a Question, which is for those of you who only want to know maybe one or two things about your chart. And also, don't forget to check out my weekly forecast, which is now daily shorts. And now for your forecast. Happy birthday, Taurus. So, you're very popular right now, right? The sun is in your sign up until the 20th, and then Mercury moves into your sign on the 10th. Okay, Uranus is still here, but when Mercury moves into your first house, okay, where you have the sign of Taurus, right, your rising sign, you'll be on like the receiving and sending end of a lot of communications, okay? Now, I do have to mention, let's see here, okay, Pluto in Aquarius does turn retrograde on the 4th, where you have Pluto in your chart, and Aquarius in your chart is your 10th house of your career, right? Your career and your public persona. It's your most public house. It's how people speak and write about you, like even on social media, things like that. If you're retired, even what you used to do as a livelihood, having Pluto here, you know, it's going to be here for about 20 years. So there's a lot of changes possibly within your career, the field that you're in, or changes that you are making within your career or field that you're in that are affecting everyone else that's in the same field as you, because you're making something standardizing something that's helpful within your career. You're doing you're bettering it in some way or other. okay, for the betterment of everyone. Maybe you've cut out a step, or you found an easier way to do something or other, and then somewhere down the line, everyone is going to adopt whatever change it is that you've made to your field, okay? And it will become standard within that field. Anyways, so yeah, you have a lot on your plate, right? But that's like very, something very gradual that will be happening. But you could be in a talk with someone in regards to your career. Could even be when this planet turns retrograde. It could be something that you were inquiring about a while ago. Maybe you were interested in a new job, a new position within your current job, or just, whatever. You were just curious. Maybe you're even thinking about changing careers. So somebody could actually contact you, even if it was just on a whim that you were curious. You were asking around. Maybe you even submitted a resume, right? So don't be surprised if you hear from someone regarding your inquiry. Okay, so the sun does move into Gemini. Well, wait, first of all, I do have to mention the full moon. Okay, full moon is in Scorpio, your opposite sign, on the 12th. Happens in your 7th house, which is directly across from your 1st house of self. Okay, your 1st house of Taurus. Your 7th house is the partnership house. Okay, business, whether it's business, romantic, or friendship. Also the house of arrangements and agreements, and open enemies and competition. So there's a full moon here. Okay, so it just means that if there's something bothering you within one of your close relationships, this would be the time to talk about it. That's what a full moon is for, is to get rid of something that's in the way, a problem, an issue, or whatever, so you don't have to deal with it again. So if you're having some kind of problem, let's say even within an arrangement that isn't working out the way you would like it to, maybe you're not even benefiting from it, so you're going to end it, whatever. Okay, but I don't really think it's that too big of a deal, even though this is your opposite sign, okay, Scorpio. So just keep that in mind, that if you want to change or end something around that full moon of the 12th, within one of your close relationships, okay. So then the sun moves into Gemini on the 20th. Mercury moves here on the 25th, and there's a new moon in Gemini on the 26th, and Jupiter is still in Gemini up until next month. All of this happening in your 2nd house of earned income and possessions. This is your house of your personal values and also your valuables, like your investments even, but things that you own that are valuable, like jewelry and coins, something or other, It's also your sense of worth, self-worth, more or less, okay? With Jupiter here, since last year, usually brings in more money, but it usually goes out just as quickly because it's usually being spent on something that is necessary. It's not, you're not like blowing it, it's just that it comes in and it covers a bill or something that you needed to purchase, that was a necessity. And then, so, but at least it's always there, right? Jupiter. It's a good idea to, check your investments, though, to see if they've grown any. A lot of times that's what happens when Jupiter is here. Like if you own stocks, sometimes it'll rise. If you own collectibles, sometimes they increase in value. Things like that. Also, this is the house of hidden talents. So something that you do or maybe even used to do, like in high school, it could have been just like a hobby, something that you really like to do. You might have that might have resurfaced, and you enjoyed it, but you now feel that maybe you might actually be able to make money from it. So maybe that is what you're doing. Okay, you created a second stream or a new stream of income, right? with the sun here and Mercury here and a new moon bringing a new beginning in this area, that's pretty much what's going on here. I would think that maybe you are launching a new business, okay? You have to remember Pluto in Aquarius in your 10th house is an air sign, and fellow Gemini air sign with Jupiter here is trining your 10th house, your midheaven, on and off, like since last year. So, you know, you could like just be creating a new position for yourself, a new line of work, and like moving into that, or this is just like a side thing. You're still keeping whatever it is that you do, even if you're retired, okay? You're still maybe holding on to that, but you're creating something new, like I said. You may also be on the receiving end of a really nice gift, and it could be your birthday, like a birthday gift. It could be an excuse to give you this big thing, but it could be like a pretty big deal, like a car or something, you know, something kind of expensive even. So don't be surprised, you know, if someone gifts you with this, or if you gift yourself, okay? Mars is in Leo, in your 4th house, okay? 4th house is your home and family, where you physically live, your past, your childhood, the foundation of how you were raised, okay? Anyone that you live with, but it's your private life, your personal life, all of that. So you have Mars here right now. It's been here for a while, on and off, but it's here all month. So you could just be, you know, gifting yourself. It's a me-to-me gift, and you can use your birthday as the reason for it. Okay, you got the go-ahead. Anyway, let's see here. Well, I do have to say, okay, Saturn is still in Pisces up until the 24th, when it moves into Aries and your 12th house. Okay, so, you know, I've mentioned before that, you know, the 11th house is your friends and acquaintances, where you would normally go to hang out, any group or organization that you belong to, and also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So maybe socializing may not have been as much fun. With Saturn here, could have been, you know, couldn't find like the place that you would really like to go, or you did find a new place to go to, but it's like kind of boring, or whatever it is that you do when you go out, you keep going to the same place, or, you know, or your group of friends is boring, or something or other, okay? Same thing with a group or organization that you belong to. You know, I've mentioned on and off about at least one person standing in your way. A lot of times it's a friend or an acquaintance, you know, a friend of a friend that is part of your social group now, whether you like it or not. So when this planet leaves, like a lot of these restrictions will also leave. Okay, so you won't have too much going on in this area, and you'll be able to, you know, socialize freely without having to worry about some jerk, you know, that's either within your group hanging out with you or coming up to you whenever you're out somewhere, you know, whatever. Okay, so you do have Saturn and Neptune in your 12th house, along with Venus. Venus is in Aries all month. So 12th house being the house of hidden things, okay, activities by you or someone else behind the scenes, secrets and confidences, okay. I will be doing a video on these two planets in Aries, okay, but for now, just know that that's where they are. They're moving into your 12th house, okay, of, again, hidden matters, okay. So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Taurus the 24th, 25th, and 26th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Scorpio, and those dates are the 10th, 11th, and 12th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The best time for money is the 13th, 14th, 15th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. The best time for your career is the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 15th, 16th, 17th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. So happy birthday to you. Have a wonderful month. See you later. Bye.